Hey, so how's it going? I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about 2012 and all the stuff that I did. Just a second. About 2012. So, we gotta back up to 2011 first to know why 2012 happened. So, basically in 2011, I've been off of HIV medications for starting June 2009, and then starting roughly 2 years after that, in about 2011, I was definitely getting symptoms of something going on. I was sleeping on the magnetic bed, you know, basically 2011 was probably one of my healthiest years. Just in terms of like, I was looking really good, but eventually I was like, my health was starting to fail. I mean, I was doing well. What's basically going on was an advanced symptom of HIV and just the blood being crowded out by the virus. I was starting to get a lot of, colon issues, basically, with just, you know, I didn't, and at that time I had started drinking raw milk, and I was thinking that maybe I had developed some kind of a quercetin sensitivity or something like that, so I stopped drinking raw milk, and I eventually found out that it was the HIV, you know, and all the problems basically manifest in the colon, and then eventually I was having diarrhea all the time. And so, if you go back to my old blogs around November and December, you'll see I definitely did not want to talk about what was going on. I was completely failing at that point. The amazing thing that happened is I never got sick. And that's people who have problems with HIV, people that die from HIV. It's not from HIV, it's from other stuff. So, So, in August of 2011, I started the neuro-linguistic programming, which I know I wanted to start working on being more spiritual, more mental, and just not being a health food fanatic. I have to admit, I don't live much of a spirit. I consider myself a spiritual person, but I don't really have a spiritual life. I really, honestly, I don't enjoy meditation that much. Or any of that kind of stuff. 1 second again. So I'd started doing the work with the neuro-linguistic programmer, and just my first session was amazing, just absolutely amazing. So by November, I was getting to the point where I was definitely having severe HIV symptoms. And not getting pneumonia, I even got bit by a cat at the end of November, and I thought, I'm doomed now. You know, and basically my numbers were down. So I had a high viral load and a low CD4 count. And at this point, I'm quite convinced that the normal medical people, they don't really know what HIV is. I'm convinced that it's, you know, there's something more going on there. I'm definitely behind all the conspiracy ideas and all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, so basically by the end of like November, first 10 days of December, I was basically I didn't leave my house all of November because I was just completely I had horrible bowel problems. It was like basically shitting all over myself at times. And so I was working with my neuro-linguistic programmer, and she's like, I'm not seeing that you have any kind of thing. It's an emotional thing. It's like you're really upset with the sadness of not doing your art and of all your failed relationships. And so we basically did a neuro-linguistic programming session based on that, and the problem went away. problem went away. I stopped, like, you know, in fact, I remember it well because I probably wouldn't even gone to Christmas with my family because I was so bad. Amazing thing is I looked really fucking good back then. Go figure. So anyways, so I had my blood pulled out again in 2012, around the first of the year. And then about 2 weeks later, I had what's called a biomeridian test, where they basically use a computer and they send a current through you, and then they have, like, it basically, the computer is able to, like, as an acupuncturist would do, measure the energy that's going through your meridians. And had I just had another bad blood test, I probably would have carried on. But I had the bad meridian tests, and a couple of them were really, really bad. So, and basically my whole, you know, HIV basically gets in and attacks your digestive system to where you can't assimilate anything, and you're you know, just complete colon problems, diarrhea, the whole fucking 9 yards. So at that point I decided to go back on meds because of the healing that I'd done with the neurolinguistic programming, where all the problems that I had with my colon just ended. So I thought to myself, well, I don't want to sit here. It's obvious that what I need to do is I need to really get more serious into dealing with the emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of life, because that's the whole deal. Because I got the physical shit mastered. What I don't have mastered is the other stuff, and I'm proud to say, as I sit here today, I'm 2012 was the best year ever. So I basically went back on meds. So I wasn't, you know, it's going to start with a new strategy. It's going to get in touch with those other 3 aspects of life, and, you know, just work the whole year on that, and then get back to my goals, which is the music. This. And so basically, I had gotten a bunch of money and royalties, and I just decided, like, my studio, I built, like, all of these kind of shelves and stuff in here. I spent a lot of money on my studio, and I just went, I'm getting back in here. This is what I do. And in 2008, when I met Truth Calkins, I kind of put all of this on hold. I just was like, I don't want to be on meds anymore. I want to learn how to do this. I want to be a master. I want to be a master magician. You know? And so a lot of this went in the background. I was still doing it, but it just wasn't the everything that I like to do. I mean, you know, I moved this computer in here now. It's like I live in this room. I eat my meals in here. I can't imagine why I haven't been in here just with this stuff all the time. And all my plants are getting watered now, but I have plants all over in here, and, you know, you can just see it's like the place that I love to be. So, so I started working on my new record, which is already out, and I have, like, the track that I'm playing right now. This is something I wrote in 2010. It's about half hour long or something like that, and I generate music all the time. And so I have, one reason I'm saying that is because I have this huge archive of music. So in April, I just said, I'm starting from ground zero. I'm going to write an album. I started in April. And it took me 4 weeks to do all the backing tracks for my new record, which is called Flying Potion. It's not out yet. I have CDs in hand. Had my friends come in and just started getting this whole vibe going again and feeling really good about myself. And just like, yeah, you know what? I don't even fucking care if I have to be on HIV meds. This is what I do. This is what I do. And, you know, like my life all of a sudden has turned, like, for other people, it has turned, like, I'm boring now. It's like all I want to do is be in here. Like, fucking movies, I'm bored with movies. I'd rather be in here doing this. Health food thing is always big. The 2 biggest things in my life are still pretty big things, and that's health food and doing electronic music. So an interesting thing happened. So basically my buddy who's the vocalist who works with me, and then I have another friend who kind of does some guitar textures, and I also play guitar aside from doing like kind of like all the stuff you hear, all the backing tracks and all the crazy synthesizer shit and everything. And so we basically finished with very little effort, finished the record on August 14th, done. Mixed, mastered, did everything in-house. The only thing that we did that's involved with this record is the, yeah, here it is right here. Anyways, we did everything. The only thing that we didn't do was the actual replication, but all of the photography, the mix down, the mastering, between me and my buddy Andy, we did it all. So another interesting thing came up when I finished this record. And let's just say I decided to label it Emotional Candida. Because I had been doing all of these improvements on myself and feeling so good about myself, and you know, all these demons were like quite happy inside of me, emotional demons. And so when I finished this, guess what happened? They got all nervous and upset. I had a bunch of stuff that I had to do, and I wound up having to deal with a lot of ghosts because guess what? All of those little monsters were happy inside of me, feeding off of me, feeding off of my fucking misery. And basically, now that I finished that record, and I did it in record time, and it's an amazing record, and I love it, and other people love it, and so guess where that leaves me now? All of these fucking ghosts came up inside of me, and just like, I just started going through all my problems one by one, because now they weren't comfortable, because they didn't have me to feed off of anymore, because I wasn't in misery anymore. And I'm an optimist, you know, so it's like, I can't even, it's kind of a bummer being an optimist, because you actually don't even know when you're depressed, because you're just happy about everything all the time, and that's how I am. So, just all this stuff started coming up, because it's like, now, well, guess what? Now, Keith is going to be finally doing, like, everything that he wants to be, and all of this, like, bad energy living inside of me, and all my bad relationships, and I all of a sudden went through this thing of, like, I want a boyfriend, I want to have a boyfriend, and when I needed to be just doing work on this, and finally did more neuro-linguistic programming, dealing with all of that stuff, and got that stuff up out of me. So, that's where I am now. That's what happened to me in 2012, and I can just tell you, like, the diet, all of that stuff, that's a fourth of it. That's, you're not even, you don't even know how alive you can get. So the other amazing thing, the reason I'm totally hyper right now, is because I've been doing ozone therapy in Mexico. Look out for that stuff. That should be just the proof to you that the American AMA is a big fucking pile of shit. Because you wouldn't believe what ozone therapy does to you. Wow. Hey, so anyways, a couple of people asked me about this CD, wanting to get copies of it, and so just, I'll tell you what, like, for the first, like, say, for this, just this time only, because I got a bunch of sending to do. I'm sending these copies out. If you send me postage, I'll send this to you for free, and it's a good freaking record on it. The second track is called Reishi King. So this is amazing music to go with your healthy lifestyle. Good stuff. So anyways, mail postage to me. So if you're in North America, send me $2.50. On PayPal. If you're in Canada, send me, I think it's like $3, so I'll be fine with that. And if you're in everywhere else in the world, you need to send me $6. PayPal, it's associated with my Live Rockstar, so PayPal, whatever amount of money I just told you, to liverockstar@gmail.com, and I'll send you a free CD. And this is for only the first 15 people that get in and say, I want a copy, and you can have a free copy. Anyways, it's Keith. Guess what? It's only 25 minutes to the new year. This is the last day of the best year of my life. Damn, I'm switched on today.